What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today is an amazing day. Happy Thursday, everyone. In today's video, I wanted to talk about this movie called Lakshay or Laksh, which it's been about 20 years now. I actually just saw a post from Hrithik Roshan, from Bowman and Irani, who are the actors in the film, and they were talking about how it's been 20 years since they made that film, or since that film was released in the cinemas. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, wow, time really flies. And the reason I wanted to make this video is to basically just talk about like how much I admire that film, because that's one of my favorite films of all time. Before you get into the video, like and subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps it. So yeah, I would appreciate that. Alright, so let's talk about the movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it, and I don't want to spoil it. I will say spoiler alerts because I'm going to probably say some things about the movie which I liked, and I don't want it to ruin it for you. But if you haven't watched it, I'm just going to say stop right here and go watch the movie and come back. But yeah, that movie was one of my most, I would say it was very inspiring for me. Um, but in many ways, because so the movie essentially talks about a guy who's in his college years with his friends, and I think they're trying to figure out what they want to do after college, which is and this is again 20 years back, right? So it's like in his friend circle there's one guy who's like, oh, I want to join the army. There's one guy, and then he changes his mind. He's like, oh, now I want to go to the US and study, or get a job over there, get an MBA over there. And then there's this one guy, Hrithik Roshan, who just does not know what he wants to really do. Like, he's very like, he's still like a kid. He does not know where he wants to take his life, and he's also part of this very like his family is well to do in the movie. And he has an elder brother, so it's like the elder brother's doing very well for himself, kind of got his career in check and everything, whereas here he's just worried about the smallest little things. Like, I mean, in the movie there's a scene where he's just calling his brother and it's like, so do you have the latest DVD of Jurassic Park? Which I thought was very funny. Like, I mean, things like that, right? Like, things that don't matter too much, but I mean, I guess it matters to him. So, and then basically, I don't want to go too much into the detail about the movie, but like in a nutshell, it really talks about how he eventually just joins the army, because I mean, he joins the army thinking that that's what he wants to do because his friend was doing it, but then somehow there's a lot of things that happen in his life. There's like heartbreak, there's some issues with the family. His father son relationship was not great, and then he basically goes into the army and he tries to figure it out. And he's like, okay, and then suddenly there's a mission that comes up in the movie, and somehow that mission is what he wants to basically pursue. The title of the movie, Laksh, right? Laksh is a Hindi word. It actually means objective. I think that's what it means. Actually, let me Google that quickly for you, right? So the meaning of Laksh is aim, target, goal, sign, destination. That's like a bunch of meanings. So that's essentially what the movie is around. Like, he's trying to figure out what his aim is, what his goal is, and then at some point he figures out that his goal is that mission, and maybe that's what he is, his life is all about. And then later on that changes. He completes the mission, it gets accomplished, obviously not easily, but it gets done, and then comes the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. That's what I think I took away from this movie, and I feel like that is just something that's a great life lesson for myself, because I always go back and watch this movie every maybe 6 months, 8 months. I watch it again, and I just watch it because it's a good reminder for me to like know that sometimes you have a lot of goals in life sometimes, and sometimes you might not have a goal, but it's that figuring out and just trying to try different things to get to that specific goal. And you might not find it as easy as some people. There are some people who find it earlier, some people find it later, and some people have to just do more things to find it. Like, for example, we might admire a lot of like soccer players, right? Like, so for example, let's take Ronaldo, Messi, one of the biggest soccer players in the world, and like, wow, they actually figured it out. they figured it out at a very young age, and then somehow that catapulted into a career for them. And some of them, they don't even know, I think, that it would become big careers, and that's fine. Some people don't know that it will become, and some people do, but it's like they figured that out at a very young age. And sometimes I feel when we see those figures that, oh wow, how did they figure it out? Was I supposed to figure it out too? No, because I just think everyone's circumstances are different. um, they happen to just be more passionate about what they liked at the time. That does not mean everyone has to be a soccer player, because if everyone was a soccer player, the world wouldn't run. I don't think so. That's a good pun. But um, my point being is, like, if you look at the movie Lux, right? Like, his circumstance was so different. Like, he was number one born in a very well-off family. They were wealthy. So sometimes maybe that can be a reason why you might not have that initial drive, because everything's already given to you. And human nature says that if everything's already given to you, I just feel like sometimes that drive might not be there. Now, I don't want to say that's true for everyone. I just think that like, if you're already comfortable, like, think about it, like, like, why do you need to, like, push, right? Whereas if you're not, and now there's something that's missing, you are pursuing something, right? That's something that can happen. And I think it's a natural thing. I don't think it's not natural. But like, now he's like, oh wow, he's mature, and now I have to figure it out. Like, I can't just, even though my dad has all these things and my mom has all these things, like, even though there's all these things, that I need to still figure out my own goal. So it's okay. So he figured out a little bit later, like after college, after graduating. So yeah, that's kind of, so let's get back to the movie. I know I went a little bit away from topic, but essentially what I was talking about was how I got inspired from that movie, what I think about when I watch that movie. It's like, you don't have to figure out everything very soon, and at the same time, when you're trying to figure it out, like, I just think, you have to have your own there has to be some will from your side to basically be able to be like, okay, now I'm going to go after this XYZ. For example, I'm going to try to build this YouTube channel, right? That's something that I'm trying, and that's something that I want to build. It's not something that it's just an avenue of myself, or I guess an aspect of myself that I want to explore. Whether it takes off or doesn't take off, I have no idea. It's just something that I'm trying. I enjoy making videos. I like to edit. I just like making content. So I'm gonna just focus on what I like doing, and then figure it out from there. It might end up becoming a different kind of channel, different niche. I have no idea. But it's all about just trying these things, right? So that's one example. Another thing I liked about the movie was definitely the storyline, the actors. Preeti Zinta was great, I think, in the movie. And I just think, obviously, I'm going to talk about the song "Main Aisa Kyun Hu." Very interesting song. The song actually means, why am I like this? So it's like this part of the movie where he's asking himself, like, why am I like this? Like, what is wrong with me? Like, I want to basically be able to, like, what I got to do in life, where I have to do it. I don't want to translate it. It sounds so much better in Hindi. See, there's a line saying, "Karna hai kya mujhko ye nahi kab hai jaane." It kind of means, I can't even translate it, guys. It will sound so stupid if I translate it. But basically, it's like, I want to do something, but I'm not so sure what I want to do. It's just like he's lost. That entire song is about him being lost. But he dances really well at the song, guys. Like, that's the thing from that song. Like, he dances really well. And Hrithik Roshan is an amazing dancer anyway, so check it out. Alright, so that's my, 2 cents about the movie. It's been 20 years, and I want to congratulate the entire team who made that movie. And I definitely appreciate it. I would really hope like more movies like that come. Not necessarily related to like war or anything, but I just encourage more movies to come like that. And yeah, I really want you guys to watch this movie, and definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. But until then, I'm gonna take a pause and I'm gonna leave, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.